YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK, and we are back with another video, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the channel. I'm gonna follow the trend of doing the timestamps, so those are down below in the description. You can also see those in the time bar. My only ask is that if you like the video, make sure you show some support. Let's have some comments either way so we can have some engagement, be it that you have a constructive criticism about how the video was filmed, or you have some opinion about one of these two TVs. All right guys, so let's first just start by talking about the platform that is in front of you. This is PLEX. PLEX is pretty much a media server. For me, I have a dedicated computer that's running nonstop that just has my content on it. And from any of my TVs, my tablets, my smartphones, be it I'm home or away from home, I stream from it. It's like my Netflix, if you will. So movies and TV shows, and there's a lot of other things you can deep dive into. It's a free application you don't have to pay for, so you can check it out. There's live TV there. I'm not affiliated or anything. Just want to explain that piece to you guys. This is what I prefer to use. I know it's other options out there. I've had people suggest me to other options, but this isn't broke, so I'm not trying to fix it. In any event, I've got it loaded on everything in the house, so it doesn't matter if it's the default TV, the game console, the Fire Stick, the Apple TV, which, by the way, I'm new with getting Apple TV. I use PLEX. So we got the basis of how I watch my content. Outside of that, it's a really good starting point for me to be able to look at both of these TVs, because PLEX by default has some great colors to it. It has some dark grays, some blacks, and most importantly, some yellow oranges colorway to it. So the actual PLEX logo itself is kind of like a yellow mixed with orange. And in my opinion, it's a great color to look at when you're just trying to, soft calibrate any TV to get to a liking that, is going to be good to you. Now, with that said, I do have the Sony soft calibrated to some settings that I like. This video is not about settings. We'll make more content, guys. This is only day 4 coverage of S95C, so there will be more content, which is in front of us. In my main space right here, this is all I've been watching. I've been creating content. I've been enjoying it. I've been spending my time with it so that, I can, get to know this TV. Now, what I haven't done with this TV before this recording started was messing around with settings. As I said, the only thing that I've done with this TV is just put a warm base on it. Out of the box, it's going to be cool. This cool and standard are just like, they're just literally they're too blue. It's too much blue to it. So a warm base 1, warm base 2 is going to add more green to the TV. It just makes it look more natural, and it's more relaxing to see. So with that being said, having both of these TVs in front of me, and I really do hope that this articulates well on camera, I'm going to attempt to mess around with some of the settings. First, though, I want to tell you what I'm seeing. Just out of the box, looking at this Samsung TV on a movie base, it's darker, but even when I had it on filmmaker mode, it seemed like the colors didn't pop as much as the Sony. Now, when I say pop, we know Samsung has some very vibrant colors. Pop doesn't mean vibrancy to me, not necessarily. It doesn't mean overly saturated. By pop, I mean like it's bright and it's organic looking. And that's not what I get from the Samsung yet. So let's go ahead and play around with a little bit of the settings with the Samsung. So we're gonna focus on this TV exclusively, right? We've got it on the movie preset. There's filmmaker mode. Filmmaker mode immediately brightens this thing up a lot. So I just want to kind of toggle through and just show you guys what I'm working with, right? We were just on movie, so you see how much darker that is. Now, keeping in mind, it's fine with me being this dark because it's totally fine. The TV looks good in person, but if you're really into that initial pop, that filmmaker preset does give you some pop there, as you can see the comparisons there. Okay, my efforts are going to be able to get a little bit more brightness in the movie. Now, we're not going to go through a whole full setting of what you should be doing. That's really going to be up to you. I don't like the warm 2 on this TV. It's really aggressive. It looks like the green is almost noticeable. There might be a way I can go in and change the color tone so that I can get in between. But normally I do like to go warm 2 when I'm watching TVs. LG does it the best and Sony does it really good. I just don't like warm 2, but warm one is fine enough for me for the S95C. All right, so we're gonna just go down a little bit further to some settings. As you can see, the picture mode is on movie. We're gonna go to expert settings. So by default, my brightness was set at 30. Now, while I could turn that up, I'm not really interested. The contrast is on 50. I'm gonna turn this guy down just to 40. I'll play around with this some more. Sharpness, I don't think it needs to be at 10. We'll just put it at 8 for now, just so I can see how some of this looks. Color, man, if you turn these colors all the way up, boy, this stuff, God almighty, it does some interesting things. I'm gonna just leave it like where it was for right now and just see if I can get some more brightness out of this TV. All right, so great. So this HDR tone mapping is set on static. You put it on active and it definitely brightens up the overall picture. All right, so I'm gonna put that on active right now. Actually, before I do that, I want to just see what the contrast enhance does. Yeah, so we can definitely get some brightness on this movie base. We definitely can do that. See, I'm gonna put that on active. Whew, God almighty. Man. Whew, look at that. Jesus Christ. Let's leave that on low. Peak brightness. Peak brightness is on high. If we turn it off, let's just see what we're looking at. Okay. So just playing around with some settings. Go low there. We'll go peak brightness, medium. Man, I don't need my TV to be a freaking light cannon. Now, I'm not diving into any of these settings, guys. I know that on the S95B, the shadow details weren't as good as A95K, but you know, you can mess with this shadow detail to kind of help that out. I just want to see what kind of picture I'm getting from here. All right. Okay. So just looking at like this right here. So third image from the left. So Black Adam, then The Wire, then you have this Dragon Ball movie or this show. This is super. My 7-year-old is currently binge watching this. Excuse me. The detail within the Sony is definitely there. Like just looking at Beerus and such. I mean, just let me see if I can do it this way. It's S95C. Now I'm going to tell you. Because the S95C is brighter. In person, it is brighter. And it doesn't look bad, but there's just some shadow details. You know, it's definitely there. Let me see if I can modify this a little bit, the shadow. All right, so we pulled up shadow detail on the Samsung S95C. And going higher brightens things up. Going to the left in person, it definitely puts more lines into, you know, what I'd be seeing from the Sony. Brings it closer, but the depth isn't there. Now, obviously, here's the biggest thing. The biggest thing with the Samsung is that you can go in and you can tweak settings. And I just said that I'm gonna like fully go into all of this, not on this video. But the Sony out of the box it's really strong, man. It's really strong with making content look the way I like for it to look. You know, a lot of this can be, hold on, let me just mess around with this color a little bit. because I'm seeing like some different shades that I'm not seeing from the Samsung right now. Okay, there we go. There it is. So I'm specifically focusing on the Dragon Ball, right? I'm focusing on the Dragon Ball. And so like the area where you have the two cats, the left and the right of them, the more colors you start to see that separation in those two colors. You see that? Like obviously if I take the color away, they start to blend in and look more like they're the same color. But as you turn that color up, you start to get that separation. I for sure don't have the color turned all the way up on the A95K, but you know, those are just some initial things that I'm looking at, that I'm seeing. So let me get some kind of movie content on here. All right, we're gonna load up my favorite show of all time. Let's see. This is season 2. This is the Samsung S95C. Look at the words: juices, cold drinks, sodas. This is S95C. S95C. Man, I don't know. I mean, because they both look good, man. I kind of like the extra, the look and color that the Samsung has, man. It's really good. It almost makes me want to turn the color up on the Sony. I'm not willing to do that because honestly, at this point, it's a bedroom TV, and it gives me such a good picture that works good for me. But the Samsung here introduces me to a different perspective of a show that I've watched over and over and over again. Let me go to something else. Wow. That Samsung is on fire right there, man. Dang. Dang. Whew, yeah, I like the way that Samsung's looking right there, man. Goodness. S95B. Man, that's tough. Let me see if I can load this up. Oh my. All right, man. So actually, I started to record some content with Dragon Balls within this, but right now I'm going to be sure to card in a short video that I posted with these two playing a scene. I know for a fact that there would have been some type of copyright issues within me uploading something with the Goku powering up. So be sure to check that out right now. All right, guys, we're going to have more elaborate content coming through. I need to get this TV calibrated, set up how I want it to look, and we'll be talking more about it. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like I said, leave some comments so we can have some engagement. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video talking more about these TVs. Peace, God bless, and as I always say, Max love.